Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that we well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and a bubble ball, back at it with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Lord's will, this video is edifying. All right, without further ado, we're just going to get right into it, man. This is an exhortation right here. Count all things dung, man. Count all things dung. And especially in these times that we're coming into, okay? You have Jacob's trouble, approaching us, man. Okay? And the point being, during the times of Jacob's trouble, we're going to have to be on the move. We're going to be like pilgrims upon the earth, as the scriptures say, So, hey, let's go ahead. And I got this article. The Lord provided this article through a brother. So I want to go ahead and send that real quick. Salakia. I'm about to go ahead and pull up this article. All right, because that's what we are to do. We are to count all things dung, man. All right. Dung meaning, feces, okay? All right. Trash, You're not when you go in the toilet, you don't care about that feces anymore after you use the toilet. So it's the same thing that we have to have that mindset and frame, in these upcoming times. All right, but nevertheless, let me go ahead and get this link up. Okay. Because I believe there's a precept like that too in the book of Job. So if the Lord allows, I'll find the precept. Just for edification's sake, I'll pull it out just for edification's sake. Yep, Job 20:7. It says, I'll start at verse 5. I'll start at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet shall he perish like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Right. So the point being, Esau's joy, all right, is only going to be short-lived, okay? And a part of Esau's joy being short-lived is Jacob's trouble, man, because America's going out that way, all right? America's going out via Jacob's trouble. Okay, you're going to have, apocalypse, apocalyptic atmosphere in these upcoming days, man. Okay, very, very close, So the point being, all right, this is a part of that sixth trumpet. Okay, the Lord talks about the seven trumpets, but the seven trumpets is the seventh completion of destruction, if you will, which will be the nuclear missiles. But that sixth trumpet leading up to that seventh trumpet is Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, and a part of those judgments is you having to be like a pilgrim upon the earth, man. Because that's how bad it is going to be out here in these streets, man. Okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is not playing, man. And I want to get a precept to show that, man. This is 2nd Ezra's. And that's the thing. We're telling you, all right? We're telling you, but even we are going to be worried in those days, man. All right? And the Lord is the one putting the spirit on us to tell you. Okay? Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on us in them days. The Lord's judgments is going to pour out like water, like streams of water, man. The Lord's going to have heavy judgments out here, man. Okay, so if you're not preparing your mind for these times, you're going to be through. Okay, and that goes for all of us, man. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning sorrow, distress, death, and destruction. This is what's coming to the earth, man. All right, especially to America. All right, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And as it says here, many Americans are now planning to bug out ahead of election day as authorities brace for chaos in the streets. Why, man? Because you're going to have these different factions in America. They're going to stand up one against another, man, with swords in their hands. You had dudes who are Republicans saying they're ready to, fight Democrats, vice versa, with swords in their hands. What's a modern day sword? Which sword is really just a killing instrument. All right. But swords is those guns, man. Okay, those are guns. All right. It says For there shall be sedition among men, sedition meaning uprisings in the government, when you go into that word sedition, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. Right, it's going to be lawlessness out here, anarchy, man. Verse 17, it says, and man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because you're going to have martial law as well. You're going to have these different stragglers out here, man. All right, running buck wild, man. Okay, so let's just say you're a Jake. All right, because you gotta be wise in these times. And that's the thing. Yahweh Shem Shai can have us in any situation it may be, as far as concerning the scenario that I'm about to think of, and the Lord can still get us out of it. But nevertheless, you're a Jake, and you can't just go into certain Edomite territories like that, to say the least, man. All right, or else you get shot down. You see what they did to that Jake who was jogging in their neighborhood. Bro, how much more in these times during Jacob's trouble, man? Okay, where these devils, because that's how Esau really lives. He really lives lawlessly. Okay, so he's just gonna get exactly what he asked for, man. All right, he's gonna get exactly what his reward is, man. All right, like the Lord says, he's coming to give every man according to his works. Nevertheless, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. If so, men are going to be afraid, how much more you women? Okay, you women are going to be choosing in that day. All right, Isaiah 4:1. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. So that's the point on that right there, man. All right, but nevertheless, let me go back to Job 20. Job 20 and verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds. Talking about how Esau, he was able to, mount up his greatness, if you will, in wickedness. All right. And a part of that was his space program, man. Okay. His space program. It says, yes, he shall perish forever like his own dung. All right. Like his own dung. Esau's going to perish forever like his own dung. When you take a shit, you don't worry about it. That's how it's going to be when Esau gets exterminated, man. The Lord is going to exterminate you via the hands of his people, Israel. Ezekiel 25 and 14, Obadiah 1 and 18 on down. Okay. And then nobody's going to worry about you, man. All right. The whole earth is going to be at rest when you're gone, because you, Esau, Edom, are a cancer, man. That's why in the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, the 4th verse, it tells you that it was given unto him a great sword and to take peace from the earth, man. Okay. That's you devils, man. There will never be any peace until you devils are exterminated, man. All right. But nevertheless, as we get into this article, man, and to the exhortation of the lesson, count all things dung, man. Count all things dung. Be ready to give up everything. Be ready to give up everything, man. All right. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. We need to be in the spirit of not being complacent, not being relaxed. We need to be alert, like on go. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like some Jakes is looking to put a beating on you or something like that, man. Because these are the times we're coming into. We're gonna have to be on the move. So let's go ahead and read it. This is SHTF, which stands for Shit Hit the Fan Plan.com. All right. It says many Americans are now planning to bug out, quote unquote, ahead of election day as authorities brace for chaos in the streets. This is written on October 20th, 2020. All right. The article was originally published by Michael Snyder at the Economic Collapse blog. Will you be safe where you currently are if the election results cause chaos to erupt in the streets of our major cities? A lot of Americans are becoming deeply concerned about their personal safety as we approach November 3rd because they can see what is coming. And that's the thing. This is the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. All right. The city of carelessness. But the Lord is starting to make their cares upon them, man. Now the Lord is starting to make these demons afraid, man. All right. And I'm going to get this one precept, Lord willing. I don't really want to, let the lesson deter off. But it's in my spirit to get this precept. I'm not going to lie. It says Isaiah chapter 19, starting at verse 19. It says the burden of Egypt representing the prophecy of Egypt. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh Ba'al Shai rideth upon a swift cloud. All right, the Lord rides upon them chariots, man. And you've seen a lot of chariot sightings here in Babylon. Okay, it says, and shall come into Egypt. Egypt represents America, man. All right, the house of bondage. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. All right, the idols of Egypt, okay, all your different, like a lot of your different monuments, so on and so forth. Those are all idols of Egypt, but you can have all different types of idols of Egypt, man. Okay, but it's really talking about your monuments, you know what I'm saying? It says, shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And that's the point. Your heart is melting, man. All right, you people are bugging out. Okay. Verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, which represents the Edomites, Edom versus Edom. Satan's house divided shall not stand. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, man. All right, and that's the point on that right there. Okay, these people are getting ready to bug out. The gun sales are going through the roof because they see what's happening, man. All right, Jacob's trouble is coming. All right, Lord willing, it comes sooner than we think. It says it is going to take a lot of extra time to count all of the votes because tens of millions of Americans are voting by mail this time around, and both sides have recruited armies of lawyers and are prepared to contest the results of the election to the bitter end. It says, Salakia.
Angela's still missing.
All right, thank you. Salaki. It says, no matter who ends up being declared the winner when it's all over, there will be millions upon millions of very angry voters out there that are likely to feel as though the election was stolen from them. And that is a receipt for a widespread societal unrest. Recipe, Salakia. I truly wish that we could go back to do things differently, so that we would not be facing this sort of scenario. But it is too late for that now. More than 27 million Americans have already voted, and more are voting every day. Any attempts to fix the process will have to wait for future elections, and without a doubt, it definitely needs to be fixed. It is still difficult for me to believe that I'm actually writing about the possibility of violence after a U.S. presidential election, but this is where we are at as a society. All right, and this isn't the first time that this nation had violence at a U.S. presidential election. Okay, because they used to give Jake hell when Jake tried to vote, which that was righteous because you Jakes aren't supposed to be voting. All right, scriptures say not to set up a heathen over you. And scriptures also say not to revile the gods among you. Talking about the judges, the Israelite judges, man. But nevertheless, it says, in fact, there is violence in the streets right now. This should break all of our hearts because violence is not going to solve anything. Unfortunately, an increasing number of people are not listening to voices of reason, and we are seeing anger and frustration rise to levels that we have never seen before. At this point, most Americans are expecting the worst. To be more specific, one recent survey found that 55% of all registered voters expect a rise in violence following the election. All right. So, it has a lot more information and stuff like that. I'm not really planning on reading all of it, to be real with you. Okay. But I could put the link in the comment section. All right. But the point being, man, all right, people are getting ready to bug out, man. So we need to be in that same spirit as far as, being ready to forsake everything, man. Okay. Scriptures say, be even as pilgrims upon earth. Now I want to go get some precepts into it, man. All right. And this is all a part of us counting the cost, man. The scriptures say, remember Lot's wife, so we can't look back and worry about the possessions of this world, man. Like Lot's wife more than likely was doing. Okay. Because, if you hear, most of the time, if you hear explosion behind you and you're trying to run away from it, you're not going to stop and look back, for sure. This is Philippians 3 and verse 8. It says, actually, I'll start at verse 7. Philippians 3 and 7. It says, but what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach. Right. So we suffered the loss of all things, man. Okay. We have given up everything of our old man. Okay. We given up the pleasures of the old man, so on and so forth, and we give up the will of the flesh to live after the will of the spirit. The scriptures talk about when we were servants of sin, we were free from righteousness, roughly paraphrasing, but now that we're servants of righteousness, you know what I'm saying? We have to be free from sin, so to speak. All right. Meaning that, we're not supposed to be going off like that, man. Okay. We do what's pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shem Shai, not what is according to our own ways, man. Second Ezra chapter 16. And verse 40, it says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth." And this is talking about the times of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay. So the Lord's saying, in those days, we're going to be as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay. Pilgrim meaning a stranger or foreigner, man. All right. You're on the move. Okay. And we are pilgrims to this land. We are pilgrims to this land. Okay. And a part of us being pilgrims is, guess what? A part of us forsaking everything or being ready to forsake everything is you're not going to have the comforts of society, as far as, being able to leisurely go downtown, go get a drink, go downtown, what I'm saying, go to the library, whatever the case may be. All right. And you're not going to be able to go to no fast food restaurants. You're not going to be able to go to any restaurants like that. All right. So you're going to lose that comfort of society, so to speak. But you have to be ready to forsake that for Yahweh Shai, for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This is second Maccabees 5, starting at verse 27. It says, "But Judas Maccabeus with 9 others, or thereabout, withdrew himself into the wilderness and lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts with his company, who fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution." So when you look at that spiritually, man, all right, we're going to be coming in that same spirit. We're going to be as pilgrims, man, dwelling in the wilderness, man. Okay, you might have some times where you might end up sleeping in the woods, man. Okay, this is the times that we're coming into, man. So you got to be ready to forsake everything, man. All right. Or you might not even be sleeping in the woods. You might be sleeping in an abandoned building. Esau is expecting people to go into the woods. I mean, look at the picture. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the point is, they said that they fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution. So there might be a week in Jacob's trouble where you just strictly eating a little herbs, nibbling on little herbs here and there, man. But like Esau had to eat them juniper roots, you know what I'm saying? But it'll help you. You know what I'm saying? It'll keep you from being a partaker of the pollution. And when you look at it spiritually now, in these times, it's referring to, getting that chip, man. All right, back then it was referring to the Greekish fashions and customs, which were, abominable. But now, you know what I'm saying, Esau's new Greekish fashions, customs, if you will, would be the chip, man, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. All right, that's going to be that new societal reset, so to speak, man. And you can't enter into that society, which is the society of the New World Order, all right, without that chip, man. All right, which is the mark of the beast, man. According to the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, it's a physical mark, But nevertheless, that's the point on that right there, man. So, you got to prepare your mind for that. Prepare your mind to be on the move. Be sober, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, So we got to be vigilant, man. We got to be sober-minded, spiritually speaking. Okay? This is oh man. I wanted to get this precept, but I don't know if this is what I want. But basically, you just got to be ready to forsake everything. Now, let me go ahead and just get this precept. Stick to the script. This is Second Peter chapter 3, starting at verse 8. Oh, no, Slaki. I'll start at verse 10. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness," man. All right. "Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat," man. Okay, so all the stuff that we see now is going to be burnt up, man. All right. So you got to be ready to forsake everything, man, because it's not even ours to begin with, man. And this land is polluted, Our bodies aren't even ours, man. Our bodies were purchased, We're the Lord's prized possession, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So we're even going to get new bodies, man. So you got to forsake the will of your own flesh. You got to forsake all the carnal things, man. All right. That's why the scripture say the things which are seen are temporal, man. But nevertheless, man, seeing that, the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place, what manner of person ought you to be? All holy conversation and godliness, man. So you got to be ready to forsake everything, man. Okay, because everything is going to pass away with fervent heat, man. But nevertheless, let me go to the book of 1 Peter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul," man. All right. And what's a part of those fleshly lusts? 1 John, just to name a few. All right. There's more you can get, though. 1 John 2 and verse 15, it says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." All right. So we have to have love of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai over lovers of ourselves. The scriptures say in the last days, men shall be lovers of themselves, more than lovers of the Most High. I think it also says they shall be lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, roughly paraphrasing. So it's for 1 John 2 and 16, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai abideth forever," man. Okay? So that's the point, man. But in conclusion, hey, just be ready to forsake all, man. Count all things dung that you may win Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Chagwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that we will. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all.